It has been a stressful few weeks working on the audio project, but I have learned more practical audio editing throughout this process than ever. In addition, the process of planning pushed my group and I to collaborate on different ideas and think outside of the box. So the first step was to come to a consensus on choosing a topic for our project regarding YouTube. A few of us in the group have little siblings, and we have witnessed them watching inappropriate or purely time-consuming content. This issue has ignited us to research the topic involving YouTube for kids. Finally, we came up with the research question: are children at risk of psychological harm due to YouTube censorship regulations? And what did YouTube do to regulate this phenomenon? Our main objective is to bring more awareness to this topic for the reference of parents, teachers, and guardians, and potentially serve as a reminder for these young consumers. The most successful aspect of our submitted audio project is the variety of relevant audio samples we collected for YouTube, which are included in between our narrations. Including suitable audio samples relevant to our pre-scripted narration transcript can signify the issue we are trying to bring to light. It generates a more impressionable effect and serves as a seamless and effective transition. The most problematic issue we faced during the editing process was operating the Adobe Audition software on different devices. We initially came together to the editing suites on campus to begin editing the audio as a group. However, when we wanted to edit more individually at home, the audio files would not show up on the software, and we had to download them separately and insert them into the software to be able to hear them. This issue caused inconsistency when we worked on the project because we couldn't access some of our work on a different device. The feedback we received in week 8 on the rough cut lacks audio samples of things kids will watch on YouTube in our introduction. In addition, the feedback made me think that even though we touched on the topic of YouTube by adding several openings of different YouTubers' greetings, it can't immediately draw the audience in on our main focus point, which is YouTube for kids. Therefore, a classmate suggested a very successful young YouTuber called Ryan, and by adding his hello at the end of our introduction, following with a cartoon soundtrack, served to highlight our topic right from the start. A critical theoretical concept about YouTube that I learned throughout creating this audio project brings me back to the reading we discussed in the first week of class, Hyper and Deep Attention by Catherine Hales. The article highlights that we usually are more accustomed to hyperattention in our daily lives. However, deep attention is a challenge for most people to obtain, or it can quickly revert to hyperattention when distraction occurs. This can also link to the video, listening more attentively. It comments on the attributes of critically listening to the sound produced require intention and attention from individuals, and for them to interpret the meaning or effect the creator came to convey. The single most crucial affordance of audio-based media is the imagination and attention it requires from the audience. By listening to an audio-based media, the sound intentionally put together by the creator demonstrates a narrative or argument formulated through the direct interactions with the audience. Regarding the audio work my group and I produced, we incorporated multiple transition sounds such as typing keyboards, mouse clicking, and children crying. These sounds will allow the audience and listeners to imagine an image in their own head and to better understand the intentions behind our edits. By completing this audio project, it made me realize that sound editing differs a lot from video editing, as sound editing lacks the visual presentation, which it requires more intention put into the selection of audio samples you link together. It was challenging, but I'm really proud of the work my group and I have produced.